we as a country, not only as people, but as a country, the U.S. has a big-headed opinion of itself. And instead of looking at lesser countries as minority or whatever, start looking at them as even, because, you know, the whole fact that, I don't even know how to put this into words, the whole concept is so far blown now that you can't really simplify it that much unless you just say everyone should be happy as one thing. I mean, if you try to break it down to the point where like the Indians and the whites and the whites and the blacks and the blacks and the Irish and the slaves and the Jews and every like religion or race or whatever had some kind of crime or violence trying to fight out their ideas of how they thought it should work and how the other thought it should work a different way. So it just happens that people from the U.S., instead of looking at other countries like the third world countries, think about the basics that we take for granted. You know, we have how like almost everyone that's born in the U.S. starts in a house. Maybe you have an orphanage, maybe you something, but that's still better than being off in a mud shack, you know, hoping to eat whatever you can, a handful of rice and a piece of meat with flies on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to put them down or make it great, like a gross image, but at the same time, that people have to deal with stuff like that, and people around here are just unhappy because they can't have a new toy that the other kid has. You know, it's horrible. Or, you know, an adult is unhappy because somebody had a better raise or makes more money than them, and like we think money is such a huge deal, but some people have never seen $1 their whole life. You know, third world countries, some of those people have never seen money. And they seem to be just, you know, let's not say they're fine, but they seem to have survived, you know. And if it wasn't for the fact that people held them down and looked at them as poor because they didn't have money, and they allowed that idea to be impressed upon their mind, then everything would be different. But it's not. And that's just, you know, how it's come to this point. So instead of looking at people like that, start thinking about the basics that we take for granted. You know, the conveniences we have in our country. That how some of us have sight and vision and physical abilities when some people are handicapped and blind and deaf, and they don't even have those things that we consider basics. You know, some people are doing without so much but still find a way to be happy and find a way to, you know, keep going. But then we have people that have so much and they just complain, nothing but complain. Oh, I want to do so much for my family and for my kids, but I don't have the money. Well, and until you have the money, do as much as you can with your family and your kids. You know, why do you need the money to do it? Do it with your love. You know, I know it sounds sort of cheesy, but that's really the truth. So, I don't know. Love you. Ciao.